Just play TCG card shop. Yeah, but that kind of sucks ass. Like whatever. Okay, I had a simple idea. Yeah, I'm gonna catch up on game awards tomorrow. Because I have to sleep early. I think I'll just... This one might be more of a doodle. Because I want to hurry up and then go to bed. That's just freaking life sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, RKGK or something? That's what all the bad bitches call their work. You know, when they call it RKGK, that's some serious shit. Okay, well, why am I getting confused? One. Seeing a Pikachu, it's even better. Hold on, I haven't sketched out what I saw in my head yet. Oh my god, and then Hyun's gonna come visit. I'm so excited, and then we're all gonna hang out and go to a really cool thing. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. I love my friends. I feel like I have such a good friend group and such lovely people. Life is so good. Life is very happying. Yeah, mother is coming to visit. Mother is visiting. Yeah, friends maxing for Christmas and going to like cute Christmas markets and stuff. That Swan crew neck a few months ago? But that came out like 3 years ago. Where the fuck did you get it? Oh, years ago! I was like, did you get scammed? Am I ever going to close it? Honestly, I don't know, because it's a pain in the ass a lot of times. The musty ass hand-me-downs, yeah. Okay, now do you see the vision? I needed something. I needed something simple. Um. Am I gonna stream in one sitting? I mean, if it's only 7 hours, yeah. That's pretty easy. I asked Wake and Cyan to help me film a reel earlier too. I'll probably post it tomorrow. I've been doing such like fun random side quests. Life has been so fun. Therapy and not being friends with weird people has been the best thing to happen to me in my life in the past 6 months. Yeah, I don't have a display. Yeah, sorry, weird as in like people that always just have something negative to say about somebody else. Makes you such a miserable person too. I'm just looking at a really buff man. How am I supposed how do I do their legs? Maybe I'll just put them in shorts. I'll just put them in shorts. Well, I think it would be funnier if it doesn't have shorts and it's just like a Barbie leg. Like this. Is Miltank the only Pokemon with nipples? That's actually a really good question. Does Machoke have nipples? I don't know, actually. I can't say I've ever thought about it or noticed. Oh wait, yeah, Nuzleaf does have nipples. You're right. I actually do slightly know about that. I do remember it has like... It has like 2 circles. Would Miltank cheese taste good? It actually probably would, yeah. I forgot about his tail. There we go. There we go. I mean, I don't even know if there'll still be another Streamer Awards next year. I'd be surprised if Cutie still wants to do it after everything. But also, the older I get, the more unsavory I find a lot of them. Like, it's just, like, more distance I'd like to put myself between those spaces, because people are... I don't know if it's just, like, some young people in the scene, but there's just so much weird shit happening. I just don't know what it is. I guess it's just some people are just getting caught up in, I don't know, fucking lying all the time or something. I don't know. It's really fucking weird. I've been having so much fulfillment in life and friendships hanging out with people that don't have their only personality being online. Yeah, I don't know. It's like seeing people go through the exact same things that I've seen my other similar age peers go through. It's like, oh yeah, this is just something that's gonna happen, huh? But then it's even more embarrassing when you notice like somebody who's like 27 and going through the same thing that other 27-year-olds went through when they were 21. And you're just like, okay, it's alright. I know what you did. I know what you did. And I will be very impending about it. This is good. Okay. This is good. I'm gonna play PoE tomorrow. Yeah, I have a sponsor. Yippee, rent is paid. Then I can go do more random side quests now that I paid rent. Yeah, but most of my money is in assets. Not liquidated. Kind of a process to get it. Didn't do the sniper butt pose with Cyan? Yeah, but I will definitely see her again. Yeah, we're going pole dancing tomorrow. Athletic style. Wake is not joining. Just me and Cyan. Yeah, Wake has to leave for stuff. No, Wake will not be joining. Any other men that could pole dance? I'm sure there are. I feel like Void would be down. NGL. But it's too late. Maybe we can, if we go a second time. But I want to try striking martial arts. That sounds fun. I don't think I'm much of a grappler because I have no balance. Maybe I go for the good old 1-2. You know? The good old daph 1v1. I do have the upper body buff build. I'm so excited to hang out with all the girlies. Pussy attack class! I want to have a massive pussy attack picture with all my girlfriends. Thanks, Feline. Massive pussy attack. Be a BPTT with all my girlfriends. Throw a New Year's party? I think I might be going to something that's very not a thing that I would go to. I might be going to a rave music festival just to see what it's like. Unfortunately, I can't partake in the use of any substances. Because, it is not a good idea for me. Yeah, I'll bring earplugs. Actually, I should buy that before I forget. I'm just really curious what it's like, because I've never been. I like trying new things. No, I won't be smoking meth. What is Tina? No, I'm not even gonna do a little bit of meth. My only experience with Molly, I haven't done it, but it was like, it was when one of my exes would do it, and then he would like sit really close cuddled with the girl that he told me not to worry about, and then I had a friend who would like instigate and like took a picture of them sitting together, sent it to me, and then would proceed to go like, actually, he never like cheated, but it's not like he actually saw them fucking. And then he would tell me, oh, actually I haven't seen them in forever. Yeah, they're super weird. And then like go and tell them, yeah, like I know you didn't do anything wrong. Like she's just crazy. And then come to me and be like, yeah, I don't fuck with them. and then I had a friend who was in the middle of it and be like, yeah, that was really weird. And I was like, oh, yeah, that was really weird. So that was, yeah. I feel like that was quite the young to mid-20s experience of relationships and friendships. Oh no, I didn't do it. It was like, I was, it was just like it was like slightly relevant to the story. I think going through a turbulent friendship is something everybody will go through at one point in their life and then come out a better person on the other end, hopefully for the good ending. Hopefully. Some people don't. There was like, I thought I was kind of crazy for some time because I was like, did this really happen? And then I would ask some friends, did this happen? And I would try to tell it very objectively, but you know, you're always gonna have some little bit of subjectivity. And they're like, no, yeah, that did happen. I'm like, oh, thank God I wasn't just fucking making this shit up. Because, you know, sometimes your memories can't be reliable. I was like, oh, thank God. I thought I just fucking made that shit up, dude. I could give any piece of advice, stay far away from insecure people. Stay far, far, far away. They will make your life worse. There's nothing worse than being friends or dating someone who's incredibly insecure. It will come out in so many ways that will be so detrimental to your mental and everything around you. I think people, yeah, the poisonous swamp aura. Thanks, Jax, baby pig. Oh my God, what the fuck even happened? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy? Thanks, Jax, baby pig. Stinky? Yeah, I was talking with a friend. It's like, some people are really good at pulling you down with them that you think it's normal. Until you take a step back and you're like, a lot of the conversations are very demented. It's not okay. And this is where my favorite memory comes in, is how I'm like, I just remember it. Or like random conversations that I remember from the past would pop up. You dated someone like that for 6 years? What did they do? Were they just negative all the time? I knew people that always had something to say about other people. And at the time, I think some of the blame is also on me for not really critically thinking about it, which is why I became so much more perceptive and aware of when this does happen now, is taking note of how people speak of other people in a way, but then presenting it to you like they are in the right, and then because it comes from a place of rapport that's established between the friendship that you had or the relationship that you had with that person, you don't question it as much. What I'm saying is basically you generally don't really question when your friends say something about somebody. And you will probably just believe it. Yeah. But I mean, for like the optimistic part is like when that does happen and you take a step away and you're like, yeah, that was really fucked up. It's like there's two things you can do, is realize how that was wrong and move forward and not engage in that kind of attitude, or not even be aware of it and just continue and be like, I did nothing wrong. Okay, articulate, be very funny. Yeah. Because I think of what, I mentioned this a couple times, I think of this thing that Pokey said a lot when Ray was going through her blue light shit, was like, Pokey said, you shouldn't be taking note of people who weren't there for you, but you should appreciate the people who were there for you more. It's just like kind of related in the sense that when you do have really nice conversations and very empathetic points of view from people that do have an opposing, like some kind of turbulence with somebody. Like, let's say I had an issue with Becky, and instead of going like, Becky was a fucking bitch, like, I can't believe she fucking said that my pussy stank and blah blah. Instead, I told it to you like this. I think Becky's going through something, and she said some kind of mean things, but I don't think that that should define her as a person, because maybe this was a one-off thing, and I feel like that maybe she was going through something. Instead of, like, rallying everybody in that conversation to pile on Becky, I'm like, yeah, something bad did happen, but I'm willing to give her a benefit of the doubt and not just assume that she's a terrible, horrible person for it. And I noticed that a lot of not a lot, but like some people that I hung out with before would just go the antagonizing route, and it ends up just like being so much, like I felt like shit a lot of times that I didn't even realize was feeling like shit, because I just would think of people negatively and not even realize that. It sucks. Like, that's a terrible way to live. Thanks, Deep Frostbite. Yeah, I've had, like, someone say shit about Hugh, and I had someone say shit about Wake. And then, when I got to know them, I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's not... It's just not cool. But I think it's like, yeah, people will engage in recreational gossip and everybody's guilty of that, but then it's like, once you realize that it comes from a toxic place, do you distance yourself from that? Or do you choose to be ignorant or purposely turn a blind eye to it and assume that it's not that case? And I think that's the biggest difference moving forward. Don't know why people talk bad. There's a lot of reasons why someone would find a nothing burger to pin on somebody for, and a lot of times it's insecurity. A lot of times it's insecurity. Like, I've known girls who are insecure because Hyun would get a lot of likes on her posts. I've known girls who are insecure because Hyun was extremely beautiful, funny, attractive, and talented. I've known people who were insecure because someone else did the same thing that they did except a little better. Like stuff like that. Would it be something I called out? So the complicated part is when these conversations did happen to me, when somebody presented this to me, I didn't think that much of it, and it's a big, like, growing thing, is you learn to scrutinize and use critical thinking to information that is presented to you as you get older. And you also realize that sometimes friends can be very unreliable in what they say. And then you also learn to value different aspects of a friendship and personalities of your friends and be able to pinpoint specifically whether or not they said something unsavory or not. Because I had someone who insisted that Hyun was crazy. And as I asked for specific examples, they couldn't give me any. And that was when I realized, I was like, if you can't give me a specific story of why she was crazy and you keep reiterating that she's insane and I've just had nothing but a good experience with her, I'm not just going to believe you that she's insane. Because you couldn't even come up with a story or proof or example of it. I can't just take your word. It put me off a lot. Especially like thinking back and then seeing the repeated behavior of that coming from some people. Yeah, I think like one of the things about me is that I'm like extremely logical. If you present it with me with a compelling argument as well as examples and like undeniable proof, then I will be like, oh yeah, that's true, you make a good point. But most of the time people just be making shit up. What if someone's actually insane but they hide it so well as you can't give evidence? Like what? Most of the, like, I will tell you that most of the time that's not the case. A lot of times when people can't give you a specific example or like their source just ends up being he said, she said, it's not reliable. It's just like you have to be able to present a compelling argument. And then if you want to get caught up in that, yeah, vibe-based thinking versus critical articulation and follow-up. Yeah, some people are just very not smart. Like, I'm not saying that that's doesn't happen, but that is it's not a way of thinking that you should come about it, because if someone does present to you in a very friendly and good and wholesome manner, and the only bad thing that you hear about them is vague hearsay from other people that no one can quite give a specific example or like an actual good point about it, there is no reason to believe that and spread even more gossip. It makes you feel like shit. It engages you in pessimistic thinking, and it just kind of traps you in this very constant, like, very unsavory discussion of other people. And that's what I learned to discern in the past 6 months. Just being a lot more aware of how people speak of other people. He said there's a lot of shit wrong with him, you don't even want to start about it? Yeah, like, you kind of have to, if you are seriously pointing out the, like, very serious flaws of a character and you are presenting that person's character in that manner to other people, it is on you to be able to convince other people that this is something to be wary about. But then if someone asks you, could you be very specific about what they actually did, and they can't even really give an example of it, then you should ask yourself, what did they gain out of making you think this way about this person? And a lot of the times that I have found in my personal experience, it was insecurity. Ponderings of friendship with a daph. You love gossiping, you can always tell when it's getting cynical and negative compared to when it's kekekeng about stupid stuff. Yeah, I agree. Like, if I tell you, hey, I hung out with Becky and her pussy stinks, but she was really funny and overall we had a good time. But like, I did hear this about her, but it's not really a big deal. Like, let's say I tell you this, and you go and reiterate to other people that, like, I hated Becky and that it was horrible, when that actually wasn't what I communicated at all. You're at fault for perceiving that in that way and then misleadingly spreading that. Which some people do unintentionally. So, how do you avoid that? Is you have to be able to really gauge how people translate what you say, and whether or not when that does get out, will they be able to relay it in an accurate manner. Because I had this happen with some falling out with friends, which I honestly don't really give a shit talking about it, but I think they might be like a little bit of a pussies about it. Like, you know, this person thought I hated them and I just messaged them like, hey, I never had an issue with you. I don't know why you didn't just talk to me, and I feel like if these things come up, you could just have a conversation and be direct. But I had issues in the past where I noticed that you spoke unsavory about this person. I feel like you should give them better, blah, 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 whatever. I gave them I thought it was like a very straightforward, stern, but polite message. And then I come to find out that whether or not it was relayed accurately or not was apparently I like freaked out and blew up on this person. And so it kind of proved my point that there are some people, no matter how you communicate, they will take it in a very woe is me manner and make everything seem way worse than it needs to be, instead of just going like, hey, yeah, we can talk about this, no problem. If we don't want to mend this friendship, that's fine. Bam, 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 you know? But some people will not have that realization and just kind of let things develop because they love, and they won't admit this, is like they like being a victim and they don't like confrontation. Even when it's like a conversation that you should have with somebody who was a good friend of yours. Yeah. A lot of people don't take that kind of direct communicative well, because they're very sensitive. You also went on to claim you're stalking them with no proof. Yeah, I mean, like, I also had someone who tried to claim that I was like trying to get back together with them when I hadn't spoken to them in like months. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. But this is old news. This is old stuff. That was going on for years. Yeah, that's crazy. So what I learned is, like, unfortunately, it's really hard to be able to kind of read people until you've had very specific experiences going through these kinds of social nuances that lets you pick up on the smaller signs that will hint towards a bigger issue, and then learn to be more wary of it. Like learning to be more wary of people who are like deathly afraid of communication and confrontation because they can't have any hard conversation in any way whatsoever. Or people that always have something to say about somebody that they have been like friendly towards, and then they would say something like kind of weird about them because they wanted you to feel a specific way about them, you know? Yeah, exactly. I read that really fast. I glimpsed through it, but yeah. Some people are just like that, and then as you get older and you become more perceptive, you notice the signs that point towards these things more, and that makes you appreciate the friends that don't exhibit these kinds of traits more, which is why I brought up the thing Pokey said. I feel like she's gone through a lot, and she's gone through a lot of specifically just different social dynamics of just being in the scene for so long. Like, there was one time, I was chilling with Big Al and another friend, and this girl, like, suddenly just brings up this other girl and was like kind of implying something like pretty bad about her, and then me and Big Al both like disengaged with the conversation completely and were like, oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Anyways, yeah, that dinner we had was just really good. And then I wasn't sure if I was misremembering this, so I asked Big Al, did this happen? She's like, yeah, that did happen. I remember that was really weird because I barely even knew this girl at that time, and I was like, okay, so I'm not crazy, I did imagine that. And then I remember at that time, this conversation that occurred, I was a little bit uncomfortable, but I didn't think much of it. And then when I look back at it now, like 6 months later, after like tons of therapy and like removing myself from certain friend groups, it's like, yeah, there was so many of those incidents where I should have said something, but I didn't. Because I didn't think that much of it. I didn't notice. I didn't have like the insight to be like, that wasn't okay. They prey on those kind of people who don't immediately call it out. But I think the complication is like they're not maliciously preying, because I would say, in my experience with like everybody that I've ever met in my life, it's very rare that people are like genuinely and maliciously evil and like sociopaths, psychopaths. A lot of the problematic social dynamics come from someone's like deep insecurity, and then they don't even realize that they are kind of projecting a bitterness. So I can give another like really specific example is like, it's like a girlfriend telling another girlfriend not to stream because they like, let's say like Samantha wants to be a streamer and Becky's already a streamer. Becky tells Samantha like, no, I don't think you should stream. Like, you should just focus on doing your art because you're already really good at art. It's like, if you didn't know any better, you'd be like, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, sure. Maybe she just wants you to like focus more on your art. But then if you actually think about it, that's a really weird thing to say. And turns out this person had a consistent behavioral pattern of like discouraging their friend from trying new things because they kind of saw them as competition, and that came from insecurity. Because if you were a friend and they really wanted to try streaming and they're already like in the scene, you know, they know people, why would you not want to encourage them to be in the same bubble as you so that you can hang out and do cool shit together? There is no reason not to. It's really weird. Yeah, it's like, I want to stream, I will help you. Let's be bad bitches together, you know? Vulnerable narcissist? Is that the thing that I was talking about? It's like the insecure narcissist. But I don't really think it's necessarily an emphasis on the narcissism. It's more so the emphasis on insecurity. How do I not say I'm part of the problem? I hate on everything. Are you talking about me? Are you saying that me hating on mech shit and clanker shit is the same as me discussing the nuances and negativity and bitterness of social dynamics, and how when people project a pessimistic point of view that stems from insecurity, and you should be more aware of that, it's the same as me saying I hate mech shit and shitty horror movies? Because it seems like you're a laggard. And it's really easy for me to be able to tell when someone doesn't understand my articulation because they genuinely do not understand the points that I'm making nor the conversation that I'm having. So when I do talk to people, I can clock pretty easily whether or not they can actually keep up with what I'm saying. And you can't. You're interested in rug tufting? Oh, have fun! I hope you enjoy it and make a lot of rugs. I don't know if you got your own setup though. stretching my triceps. Sore. Thanks, Rhapsody. Liking it a lot. Did you get the AK-5? That one's a really good gun. No, don't get into rug tufting. Do that other thing you- No, don't get into it. I don't want you to get into it. Like, you're already kind of busy. That's my thing. If you take my thing away from me, then what do I have left? Nothing. Please, don't take this away from me. In this career, we don't trust people whose actions don't match their words. That's too vague. I don't know what the fuck that means. That's way too vague. I'll watch the Video Game Award show tomorrow. Do I want to know? No, I'll wait till tomorrow. I'll wait. Oops. I was BJJ. It was very... I fucking suck. I'm just ass because I have no balance or just general strength. It was complicated, and no, I didn't shit myself. I didn't shit myself, which is good. Yeah, it was really, there was a lot of technical stuff. But, next time I cuddle with Mr. Flirt, I'm gonna randomly swing my legs to lock him in a chokehold position with my knees to create that triangle and then see if I can choke him out. Unprompted. But then he told me he was a black belt in Taekwondo, and I was like, really? Shit. He might have a counterattack. Also, he's like 6'1", so I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think I'm gonna be able to put him in a choke lock. I don't think this is gonna work. When Wake just picked up Andrew like a front backpack. That was so funny. And then chat was like, who's the hot twink? And the chat said Daph. And then someone was like, no, who's the Asian? Wake. Wrong answers only. Yeah, me and Wake have decided that he is Chinese and I'm Balkan. When we were in a really long car ride, because it was in the middle of rush hour, he showed me his, he was just like going through his reels and they kept getting Balkan mousepad ads. I told him to get me one. And then I just kept getting like weird femboy, I kept getting shit like how to say I love femboys in Chinese. And then Wake was like, I'm pretty sure your algorithm thinks you're some kind of gay twink. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck my algorithm thinks I am. Did I have fun bouldering? I did. It's really tiring though. I hope I don't shit myself pole dancing tomorrow because I ate some pizza and creamy pasta for dinner. Yeah, I said the same thing last night. I did. Did I cook that? No, I was out. I need to stop hanging out. Too many friends want to invite me to things and I keep saying yes. Oh my god. Keep saying yes. I need to do rugs! I've been slacking on rugs. Hyun, rug. Actually, Hyun, I don't think you should make rugs. I think you should stick to glorb shaking. You already have enough things on your plate. You don't need to do all that, like. I'm just looking out for you as a friend. Your rug thing? Yippee! Yeah, I really want you to try the AK5 and then tell me how it is. It feels so nice. Like, just relatively. It's a real gig. Yeah, it is so smooth. I told you. I know my shit. Yeah, Hune's gonna start rugging. We're gonna start a Pokemon rug monopoly. Because we're both Pokemon adults. No, my hands don't get numb, but I develop calluses on this part. Just this and this. Oh yeah, Wake pulled Bubble Mew. I fucking hate him, and I don't care if something good happened to him. It should have happened to me instead. I should have fucking killed him. I should have fucking killed him. Fucking bitch. I hate him. Twist his dick! It should have been me! I want those like 80% stretchy sequences. So I can beat Mr. Flirt's ass is what you're saying? I mean, probably not. But then also in a real fight, probably, because I would 100% fight dirty. Like, I would probably do the good old ball twist. Oh no, what's an oil check? Is it when you like rub your balls together or something? A thumb in the ass? Is that allowed? I don't think that's allowed. I should ask Andrew to teach me Muay Thai. Glorp Thai. I love Thai food. I think I told this story on stream before, but I also told this story to a couple of friends, and it was the funniest shit ever, and Void was there. So it was huge. It was when we were at the Thai restaurant for like, it was like me and Void's fucking third time going to that Thai restaurant because we kept going back and it was close by. But Quinn was looking at the menu and he asked, I was in the middle of a conversation with someone, I think, and he goes like, what's the difference between red curry with red curry rice, green curry rice, and yellow curry rice? And then I was busy and I was like, just read the description, it says there. As the waitress lady was waiting to take our order, and then he goes and he reads the description and it just says red curry is made with red curry paste, green curry is made with green curry paste, and yellow curry is made with yellow curry paste. So then he asks the waitress who was witnessing this whole conversation, probably thought he was a fucking dumbass for asking me that. And Quinn asked the waitress that, what's the difference between the different curries? And she goes like, well, the red curry is made with red curry paste and bean sprouts and this stuff. The green curry is made with green curry paste. And he just goes, I still don't know shit. I love Quinn, he's so funny. TLDR, none of us fucking know. It's red because it's red. Did we win at jujitsu? No, I was a fucking terrible partner for Cyan because every time she just tried to like grapple me or whatever, I would just immediately go limp and just ragdoll because that's how that's my experience. That's how I was taught. Okay, every time I play a video game and you like melee somebody, they just. One of their limbs starts spinning. It starts glitching in the floor and it goes. I also nearly killed her many times by not noticing tap outs. Yeah, it like didn't register in my head at all. So I'm pretty sure if I ever got in a real fight with somebody and they stabbed me, I don't think I would notice. Like I was just really focused at the task at hand. You sound like a creepy man. That's definitely a creepy man. You can tell because of the way they type. This is the kind of pervert accent that I talk about a lot, is like there's a certain cadence that certain men who are extremely creepy and unsavory type with that they think lets them blend in whether real life or online communities that they think is normal and like okay. And they might think that they're like doing some kind of like trolling thing online or whatever. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like some people will like purposely be like, hi, I was just trolling, whatever, right? But the thing about in real life is everybody else notices this about them. And because they don't really have any friends because of how incredibly like awkward and just socially awkward and socially inept they are, nobody actually wants to tell them that they are incredibly weird. So what ends up happening is they become very isolated, alone, and upset at the world because they don't have a government-mandated girlfriend. So they channel that rage into misogyny. And they whine about the male loneliness epidemic. And I will guarantee you, if you actually looked into the window of that person's life, it's exactly what I described. Because it's very, very easy to... These kind of people just stick out a lot, and it's very predictable why they end up like that. And women are a sore point for them a lot of times. Yeah, I mean, it's because they're not very smart. If they were smart, they would know how to not be so socially inept. But they don't know how. And people like that, you should cover your drinks around, is what I'm saying. It's mostly that they don't care. No, they absolutely care. They do care. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't have such a they wouldn't be doing these things because they would just literally mellow in their corner and just do the things that they're interested in instead of going out of their way to present themselves in a very unsavory manner. Because they don't actually see it as that. They would never admit of how much they actually care and how much they wish they had a girlfriend or normal friendships. They would never want to admit that because admitting that would mean admitting defeat. These people crave love and they can't get it because they're extremely socially inept. And you know why I'm doing such a dissertation on this person who's only typed 3 messages in my chat? Because I know I'm right, and I know that if this is a sore point for certain people listening to this, you should also fuck off because I find you extremely creepy. And I think if you are feeling attacked by what I just said, you are exactly the problem and the kind of people that I wouldn't ever want near me because you're probably a pervert stalker who goes to certain meet and greet lines and do weird shit. And yeah, I think I'm pretty good at reading that. Thanks, Inanna. And I find that it's a great deterrent for creepy men. Yeah, they're very, it's very obvious when the certain like porn accent comes out and how some men type in chat. I mean, to me, banning isn't enough. There's like a certain rot that comes from people that are like that, who will only get offended when I do such a critical, like hurtful analysis of this type of character, is because they feel attacked by it. And you wouldn't feel attacked by it if it weren't true to some extent that it was a sore point. Like when I say, enjoy the male loneliness epidemic to a creepy pervert. Who do you think is actually getting offended by that? It's definitely not the people that have healthy relationships and friendships with people of all genders. It's dog whistling that triggers a certain demographic. And I do that a lot. Because I think it's great. And I don't really need their money. A certain level of bullying is necessary. You're not wrong, but a lot of like little teenager tween reactionary babies who like just learn how to be woke and social justice would basically only understand you saying, oh, so bullying is okay? People commit suicide from bullying. But it's like, there's the paradox of tolerance. In where the extreme form of an example of the paradox of tolerance is a fucking Nazi white supremacist sitting at the same table as you, is that you should still hear them out. No, you should fucking shoot them in the head is what you should do. Yeah, exactly. It's like, the fact that you would have to kind of, if you wanted to make that point, there's a lot of people in the world that would like, kind of only understand the surface level of the words that you're using instead of actually trying to understand the point that you're trying to make. Yeah. Sometimes I remember one the first like few conversations that I had with Wake, I was like, Wake, your Twitter accent is coming out. You know, you didn't have to explain all that. I know that. Like, you didn't have to do the disclaimer thing. Because I think it comes from you see something really story that eventually become full-on racist. No, you're right, and I've seen that happen in my chat to the point that I was like getting uncomfortable and I'd put a stop to it. I used to say the R word a lot and then I stopped because at the same time it's like, one, it is just a word in the same way that I can just stop saying the word, and two, the kind of edginess that started teetering over the line that I was comfortable with started moving in that direction, basically. Because I do have edgy jokes. I have dark humor. I sometimes say things that, you know, PG streamers wouldn't say. But it was starting to get to a point where a lot of people didn't understand where I put that line. And then in order to stop it from going way over, I had to set that point specifically and be like, okay, no more. Yeah. So, that's also one of the reasons why I banned Come On Bruh really early on, because anytime a black person showed up on your screen, like on a stream, in a game, in a video, people would spam Come On Bruh, and it was like, there wasn't, like, they would just start making jokes, like, just like racist black people's jokes. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna ban the emote. Yeah, it was weird. Or like the, you know, like the try hard, copy pasta. Yeah, it's like if I go into if I go into people's chat and I see that they're okay with the chat making that kind of jokes, like, I don't stick around. The Zulolimo, yeah. We found the Sabuli is okay guy. I mean, maybe I don't know if they're being sincere. I was a very different person. Thank God for frontal lobe development. You just grew up, yeah. But it's like also just so awkward to grow up with everybody just kind of noticing it. Everyone grows up like that? No. I was just talking about how as you get older, how you perceive people also change, and what you value in friendships. You start to kind of solidify what you find valuable in people. And a lot of the things that you grow to notice and evolve to just appreciate in friendships, you can't notice it until you kind of go through something that made you feel bad. And realizing that, like, hey, I don't want to deal with people like this anymore, and now I'm more aware of this. It's like the fastest way to learn is going through a shitty experience. But I feel like you shouldn't have to go through a shitty experience to know that. But unfortunately, that's just, it's just like how you learn, how you gotta learn sometimes. Like, one of the things that I learned is I'm never dating an ugly man again. Not that the last guy I dated was ugly or anything, but I'm just saying, that's like a standard that I have now. Six-foot chads only. Or a beautiful woman. Have you seen those TikToks or like me or reels that are like, it's usually a drag queen and then it's playing the sparkly music that goes like, taking away the pain that one mid man you decided to give a chance to. It's like taking away, and it goes no 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 no. Healing you. Bum, 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 bum. Sending 7-foot tall hot men to my way. Thank you so much. What exciting on TikTok? Are they not already being posted there? The rug journals? Yeah, I'm only dating 8-foot tall men. I think moving forward, I only want to go on dates with men who are at least 9 foot tall. The other day I was talking to this guy that was 10 foot. He's getting taller. Only the fire giant as he rips his own leg off. I'm pretty sure Bigfoot is on a lot of women's Hear Me Out. Every time I've asked a straight guy what his Hear Me Out is, it's like Lola Bunny. Low Punny. The Wii Fit trainer. A girl's Hear Me Out, it's the fucking Xenomorph. It's Starscream. It's Tom Kench from League of Legends. It's the Grimace or something. Or like, yeah, the Grungler. What the fuck is the Grungler? Optimus Prime is kind of sexy though. Oh, the hot fish from Shark Tale. The fish William Dafoe plays. Oh, Scar? I should draw a humanoid version of Scar. Actually, I feel like it would just look like a Renoir from E33. Does you date lies about their height? Yeah. That's why I think if you're a tall girl or a tall man who's at least 6 foot, you should lie about your height shorter because it's funny. Because if you are 6'2" as a guy, you should say you're 6 foot. Because then now the 5'10" guy that says he's 6 foot is even shorter. And it's funny. Yeah, I support psychological warfare. I mean, okay, I'm like 5'5.5", and I rounded up to 5'6", and I've met some streamer guys that say they're 5'8", and they're the same height as me. Noticing. Being tall sucks as 6'4". It's probably because you have like constant joint and back pain, and cars and seats and everything are always uncomfortable. Good luck. That shit sucks. Tall people die faster? That actually is true. Tall people do die faster. I'm 7 foot and the weight of my huge cock and good conscience is tiring. This is true. As someone who's an 8 foot tall man who's also a feminist and LGBT ally, and I'm a big fan of literature and philosophy, I have trouble finding pants that fit because my dick is really big. And it's just been really hard getting into matcha because of the amount of matcha. The demand is just far outweighing the supply. Because I kind of like making my own matcha at home because I think it's like better and less expensive. So I kind of have my own like matcha setup. I've read the entirety of She Comes First front and back. It's so hard because the matcha has estrogen in it and it's changing my pecs, but like I can only imagine what trans women go through when they take estrogen. Like it would never be that amount of like what they go through is crazy. Like I couldn't even compare. Actually, you shouldn't even think that I'm complaining. Like this shouldn't even be a complaint compared to what trans women go through. And speaking of women, childbirth, oh, so painful. Women are so strong. Just found out women have periods. Me fighting the period that women have to go through every month. That's so fucked up God did that. Would I date a handsome 6-foot man? Yeah? I said I only date handsome, gorgeous people. What's your pussy? Could you give me pads with wings? Gets pads with a side of chicken wings. Ladies! Use a cup? I used a cup when I was in high school, actually. And it would leak. So I use a cup and a pad. Using a mug because you're different? Okay, deep dish pussy. Jesus. Deep dish pussy Diana. Holy. Can we get a pussy tour? Yeah, let's see a pussy tour. Oh, that's so cute. You have an attic. Wait. I was saying this earlier, but I filmed a reel with Wake that Cyan helped me film, and I'm gonna post it tomorrow, and I really like it. It's really short. It's like 5 seconds. It's really short. Yeah. Is it going to be me killing him? Yeah. It is me killing him and taking his bubble mew. You got my ass. That wasn't mine. No, he pulled it. Bitch. There's a Street Fighter movie? This is not something I'm aware of. Okay, as you can tell, today I got a little bit lazy because I have to quickly finish my drawing of the day and then go to bed. And then long stream tomorrow night. Oops. No, not a 24-hour stream, actually. I think I have to wait for that a bit. The song is from Maple Story. Why am I doing it? Cause me and Hune said we were gonna do a drawing every day challenge for December, but I started a bit late because I didn't have internet for a week. I've been logging it. Well, counting this month. That's my goal. Yeah, that's pretty doable if I go at least once a week. How many I go? I got like 4 right now. Not court mandated! It's court mandated for what I did to Robert. We should just- I'm just gonna run with that. So excited for Cobblemon, and then there's also gonna be MapleStory Classic. And then Cyan has a bunch of really fun stuff planned that I want to go. I love a bitch that plans. No, I'm not doing the wrestling camp, but there's something else. I don't know if she like said anything at all, so I don't want to spoil it either. But I was like, that would be so cool if we do it. It'd be so fucked up, but it would be really fun. No, not fishing. Yeah, we'll be killing Wake. My Sifan TJ stream? I'm doing that tomorrow night. But probably after my sponsor. I hope Cutie, I hope Cutie and Fanfan are okay. Like, Jesus Christ. What a shitstorm. The nuances of that social dynamic all ended up being a massive train wreck is too complicated to explain in a few sentences. Oh no, just like Stream Awards stuff. Yeah, I just hope they're okay. No, I'm not like it's the whole Stream Awards fiasco. It just sucks. I feel like it just sucks, like just so much shit to deal with when it's supposed to be something to bring everybody together. I mean, people are always shitty to Cutie for everything she organizes. Fucking sucks. Can I offer you a nice drawing in these trying times? That's all I got. It branched out to someone having SA allegations and someone saying they would punch Fanfan. What the fuck? Are people okay? What? People, some people ain't right. What happened in the past? I mean, a lot of it was just like I feel like it's a culmination of the dynamics of Twitch changing so much and separating into two very different groups, and then the mesh of it all being so incompatible and separated that any kind of tension is infinitely worse than it should be. And it just kind of reached a critical point. And this is what happened. Oh, I hope I made a nice drawing. I hope you like my drawing that I made. Can I offer you a nice drawing in these trying times? Are you being too reductive? You feel like certain people think of their actions? No, I think that is like generally true. So, no. I think that's pretty generally true. But then, but the reductiveness I don't think is a big deal, but more so that it's okay that some people like that kind of engagement and that kind of content. And I don't think there's necessarily needs to be any kind of like, any kind of disparity or patronization in people that do consume that. But I think the healthy way to look at it is just respecting that space, that's something that I'm personally not into, and a lot of people that are in the other side of Twitch not into, and that's fine. But where it gets complicated is a lot of people don't feel that way, and it comes from a place of maybe very like tribalism, I suppose. It's like some people kind of have a tribalizing take. Cause you definitely see some people that are like, oh, I hate what Twitch has become, like, oh, no. But if you don't engage in that circle of Twitch, and you don't even need to, you can still watch the streams that you've always liked watching, like Co-Carnage or Dan's Gaming. But while, yes, it is more intrusive in the matter that these streams are just way bigger, you don't have to engage with it in any meaningful manner. I think that's just kind of, you learn to distance yourself from things that you don't want to engage with, and that's kind of it. Yeah, but it's not realistic to expect people to completely be able to cut that out, and I don't think it's healthy to kind of think of it as like a tumor that Twitch should excise, because it's just a really big community. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If some of it leaks into the communities that you do watch, unfortunately, you have to get over it. I really don't think it's that big of a deal though, because I feel like the two bubbles of if you're watching someone like Co-Carnage, you're probably not watching the dubs and L streams. Yeah, I agree with Ching. There's a lot. Why waste time watching? I know, that's how I feel too. It's like, if you don't like someone's stream, like, why don't you just like click away and watch something else? I don't know. Nipple hair. No, I think I'll skip on the nipple hair. It just came out that way? No, I think I think it's also like I didn't interpret what you said as an attack. But I think I know what I know what you meant. Dissecting social dynamics of an evolving online website while I draw the chest hair on this extremely buff, muscular Pikachu reflection. Much to think about. Pondering. All this outline? Nah, I think it's okay without. Oh, the arms too? Oh. Can I make them bigger with his titties? Wait, should I add a... Oh my god, wait, that's a good idea. Oh, I like that. What a great suggestion. This is a good suggestion. This is very good. So since I have Mr. Flirt, can y'all watch Superman Chainsaw Man movie? Oh yeah, I should watch Chainsaw Man. Yeah, I'll watch it with Mr. Flirt. Okay, I'm done my drawing, guys. I had to do a quick one for today. Because I have to go to bed. I have to wake up early tomorrow. But I still did my... I did my homework. I gotta go. Yeah, if you didn't see, this is the one I did yesterday. This is truly the duality of man. Yeah, I have pole dancing tomorrow. Bye-bye. Good night.
We are ending our transmission.
What time is pole? Like